So I think everybody in Ireland can agree, regardless of what side of the political aisle you're on, that literally when the water was bringing the water charges, I'm sure everybody will remember that. Literally everybody and their mother was up in arms with it, and rightly so, because people in Ireland pay enough tax already, pay enough bills for the households and all their, and let's put out for their pensions and stuff, and their big paychecks, may I say. And of course, now the European Union is coming along and saying, now, we could maybe bring in water charges again, because the European Union basically, we don't have the power here in Ireland. Basically, Brussels tells us what to do. But yeah, the Taoiseach this year said, yeah, we won't bring it back, because let's be fair, it would be politically suicide for Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael, because they're already in a turmoil at the moment, because basically the people who are voting for the current government and stuff are elderly people that voted all their life for them, and when they're gone, the younger people are not going to vote for them, because we all can see what they're up to. Oh, nothing to be happy agenda, and this is pretty much it. They don't want you to have water, they don't want you to have anything, they want you to own nothing to be happy about it. That's to be honest. That's the total narrative, to be totally honest. That sums up nicely the whole idea of what this country's turning into and what this country is about, and this current government's agenda, and of course all the people in Indian Dáil Éireann's agenda too. That's their agenda. There's no simple way of putting it. That's their agenda. But yeah, long story short, we see how that goes for them whenever they're going to try and bring it in. But usually when the EU says, oh yeah, you could charge people for excess water and stuff, and the government are saying, oh, there's no money and stuff. We don't have enough water and stuff. You see with the Shannon project that they're doing at the moment, the insane project. But this is the thing, and I said to the Taoiseach, and I said to them, good luck trying, because last time it was uproar. They spent hundreds of millions of euro on, I'm sure people remember, water meters outside people's homes. Hundreds of millions of euro spent on it. But as in it's absolutely fucking farcical. But it is farcical that they even discussing about bringing it in, because they already get enough in tax. Like half at the end of my week, the government comes along and takes a huge chunk of money out of my, out of my salary at the end of the week. So they're having to get enough money from me, and they get enough money from the Irish people. But they always want more. See, this is the idea nowadays. The government think they're so powerful. They think they're Almighty God. They're entitled to more. They think they're entitled to own you, pretty much. And we see this with the internet, policing of the internet and policing of people's free speech. They think that they have the right to tell you what to do and what you can't do and what you can do in a free society, in a free democracy. They can't. It's that's China, that's Russia, that's other countries. But the government here think they're so high and mighty. They think they're Almighty God. That whatever they say is the gospel, pretty much what I'm saying. I hate to be sacrilegious or anything, but that's pretty much what they take in their head. Obviously, none of them believe in God, let's be fair. None of the people in the current government believe in God at all. They believe that they are themselves, but hopefully their day will come where they'll be taught a lesson in that regard. But no, but that's what they take in their head. Like, if you ask them, generally ask them, because a lot of times the architecture bullshit us, let's put it that way. But yeah, so they probably will. I say they probably will. I have a funny feeling they could try to bring it in somehow, especially when you see the European Union telling us what to do, because basically the government here are basically just there, pretty much. The European Union tells them what to do, and they follow whatever they tell them what to do, and they don't argue with them. But we see what happens. But yeah, and the Irish Times themselves were very great, because they released the article there about a month ago, and they said, oh, well, we shouldn't have got rid of the water charges, because the reason why, because it's affecting housing and stuff, so we should make people pay more money and stuff, and nobody agreed with that, and that was just total codswatters. But again, the Irish Times gets paid by the government give them huge allowances, huge, we're talking about hundreds of millions of euro a year, imagine that there's supposed to be independent media holding the government to account. But yeah, the government basically pay probably 97%, 98% of their salaries, of their money and stuff, to the Irish Times. And then obviously we all know who owns the Irish Times and who owns the majority of the media in this country. Dennis O'Brien, of course, too, the richest man in Ireland too, but of course he's well in with Fine Gael and Fianna Fáil. But yeah, that just shows it's a very independent country after it. But anyway, let me know what you think. Do you think they will bring it in? Because I generally do think they will try and bring it in at some point. If not this year, definitely within the next 5 years they will. And they would use some kind of excuse, as the Irish Times tried to point out last month. Basically we're just making up bullshit. That if we bring him back into water charges, it could help improve housing and stuff, which is an outrageous thing to say. But anyway, let me know what you think. Subscribe for more, and bye.